It's week 3 of the 2024 season, and we'll get a look here at Caleb Williams.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Colts heading out for the first time behind their 22-year-old quarterback in his second season now in the NFL, Anthony Richardson.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie, one of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
On second down, here's a keeper by the QB. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Now Richardson back to throw it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Still staying on his feet. Are you serious? Touchdown, Indianapolis. Michael Pittman, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Colts need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So the Bears ready to go on offense, and it's the number 1 overall pick leading them out, the Heisman Trophy winner from USC, Caleb Williams.
And we're talking about a young man who's been the talk of the NFL here in September. Came in and looked right at home. His team's 2-0. He's playing well. What's the big thing for him now, though? Not to become complacent. And I think the coaching staff has been working on exactly that.
They'll get this complete to the rookie from Washington. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a 1st down. First carry for DeAndre Swift. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Tyquan Lewis, he read that the whole way and made the tackle. On play action, here's Williams. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Charles, we're going to look at the draft class here for this team. What do you think?
Well, I think for the most part, I do like what they did because, to me, they got some solid players in the early rounds. And then if I'm correct in my evaluation, they got some great value in the later rounds as well. Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen 1 touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll run with Sermon to begin the drive. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Bears, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And how'd you like to be the quarterback reviewing the game tape from last week and seeing this defense on the spot on almost every snap? If the ball was in the air, they took it away. If the ball was pop free, they picked it up. 5 takeaways in last week's game.
His first catch, good for 8 and a 1st down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the 1st down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
You look at this Bears defense.
They were fantastic a week ago in the win over Houston.
No matter what coverage was called, they were in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. I mean, they were running the routes with them. Turned out, they were right there on every single ball thrown and came away with 5 interceptions.
Richardson, shotgun on 3rd down.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack.
Montez Sweat, the man that time to fight in and drop him.
Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Here's Jones on the return. Powers through. It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Bears take over.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
His throw incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hope it didn't come through on this play and get the series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a 1st down.
He'll fire deep, looking for more.
And unable to connect, incomplete. Well, give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position.
Richardson looking to throw. He'll get this one to Pittman.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 11 yards for number 11.
And Michael Pittman had another strong campaign in Indianapolis last season. They saw him set career highs in receptions with 109 and over 1,100 yards. He's extremely valuable to this offense. They really want to pair him with their young quarterback, Anthony Richardson, and management recognized that by giving him a new contract.
From the 4, it's 2nd and a couple. Richardson looking to throw this.
Swipe, and he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line.
Montez Sweat. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this 1st quarter of play. Well, he was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Now it's Richardson.
Steps away. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Anthony Richardson
with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season.
And the Colts go up by 2 touchdowns.
And maybe there that was just a case of completely overlooking the guy holding the football.
It certainly felt like it, didn't it? Because on my checklist, okay, as a defender,
QB's last.
running back, fullback, heck, jet sweeps nowadays. Before you even get to thinking about the quarterback might actually keep it.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Chicago offense set to get started. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. A huge play there for Chicago. 46 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll go play action here with Williams. He'll get this to the longtime Charger. It's Keenan Allen. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. From the 23, here's 2nd down at a yard. They run out of the gun with Swift. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more. Looking to throw is Williams. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. Now he'll try to run with this. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. To throw, Williams. And he's got it. Touchdown. DeAndre Swift. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Bears have got it back to within a score.
It seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone.
So here are the Colts to take over. They were losers to the Packers a week ago, but they've got the lead right now here as they come up on a 1st and 10. They'll start by running the option to the right. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Straight ahead, it's Sermon. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Here's Jones. Fighting through at the 25. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck.
And they will take over 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
To the air, Williams. He's got a man. That's Keenan Allen. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Throwing is Williams. He's going to get that to Swift underneath.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. To throw, it's Williams. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Quiddy Pay getting in there and burying him behind the line. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Throw right side taken in by Odunze. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Here's Williams. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 30. Operating from the gun, Williams. Flush to his right. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. They'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Operating from the gun, Williams to the left side into the hands of Odunze. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Williams. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Rome Odunze with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Bears get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. A little surprising they wouldn't go for 2, but this is up and good. And the lead is cut to 1 at 14-13. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Colts about to go on offense one final time in this first half. And with a 1-point lead, you'd have to think they'll be looking just to get this to halftime. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. They set up the screen for Sermon. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now Richardson. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here Richardson yet again. And they can't bring him down. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. And the timeout comes in with 2 seconds remaining. So they can trot out the field goal unit for the try before we hit the lockers. Gay's kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Bears offense and Caleb Williams set to go to work once more. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And the Colts are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. That one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
From the 46, here's second down and 2. Off the option, it's Sermon. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Here's Richardson to throw. That's going to be taken in by Downs. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Good yardage there for the Colts. 18 and a first down. Now Richardson back to throw it. The toss here completed to Pittman.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he has to get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
Richardson out of the shotgun. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. They need to get this to the 24 on third down. Again, it's Richardson. They'll set up the screen for Sermon. And he is going to lose yardage here. Matt Gay now gets ready for the field goal try. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. And Gay knocks this one through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
On play action, here's Williams. Flushed out right. He finds his target, Allen. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Off the play fake, it's Williams. Across the formation, he's got a man. That's Allen. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Back to throw. Williams. There's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Working out of the gun, Williams. And again, back to Kmet. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a second and short. Throwing again here, Williams. A throw left side taken in by Kmet. And the Bears are going to have a first and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. Looking to throw is Williams. This is caught. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Keenan Allen with career touchdown number 60. And the Bears are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Solid response that time by a young quarterback. Last drive interception, this drive the touchdown pass.
I like how you described it, solid, because you don't get extra kudos for bouncing back if you're going to be a big-time quarterback. You're supposed to do that. But at the same time, when you're a rookie, that's not guaranteed, is it? Sometimes they hang their heads and they go in the tank a little bit. Not in this case. Bounced back, took his team downfield, and threw a touchdown pass.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. The drive starts with a carry by Sermon.
They'll get it across the 35. It'll be second down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And this one is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up. Converged on his man and broke the play up.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Now it's Richardson.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Sermon now on 1st and 10. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's second down. And they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. Back now in Indianapolis. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play.
The script is repeated, but a little bit longer. 51 yards is going to be win or lose, depending on
this is 2nd and 8. Richardson looking to throw this. He'll get this one to Pittman. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 25-yard line. Off-play action, Richardson. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And the Bears are right back in this football game. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Throwing is Williams. Wide open, it's Allen, complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed, too.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. They'll fake the give, now Williams. They'll roll him out right. And that's complete to the right side, it's Allen. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to the running game with Swift. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Play action. Now Williams. Allen's got it complete. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. A potential field goal if you're thinking about that. Almost 55 yards from here as they try to get closer on 3rd down. To the right side and intercepted. Picked up by Juju Brents. And the Colts are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. 3rd and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him. And what I mean by that is what you said. 3rd and long. Got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And they will score a pick six for a Bears touchdown. This game, it's been defensively oriented on both sides, so I guess it stands to reason that the play of the game comes on defense.
So it's my kind of game. You know that. Anytime we have a defensive battle, but that, as you said, it stands to reason that's the way the game tilted. Someone had to make a big play, and the way the defenses were dominating, that's exactly what we got.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Colts offense and Anthony Richardson ready for this next possession.
This week, this is you, and this is your first hunch of the season. It's parlay time. With FanDuel, a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube TV will give you many more. Buffalo. It's Broncos time.
Richardson to throw again after the pick six. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes the sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down. Richardson looking to throw. Out of his hands quickly to Pittman. Now he's free at the 35. Michael Pittman. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Michael Pittman, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. Well, this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense. Gaining chunks of yardage, getting first down, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
Here comes second down. To the air, Williams. And he slings one that's incomplete. The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like that, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. And that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
Finding Allen.
Can you see the spirit?
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down.
And this is obviously a spot where you lean on your stars. Get the ball to them in open space and let them do what they do.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's first and 10 now. And his throw here is incomplete. This defense hasn't had the best showing in this game. A critical knockdown there. If they can hang on, I guess the end will kind of justify the means.
Certainly, think of it this way. It may not be the quantity of the plays that they've had because those haven't been great. But they get a few more quality ones like that. That could finish things off for them.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The numbers throwing the ball have been great. He's up over 300 yards now for the game. This is first and 10. To throw, Williams. That's complete to Swift out of the backfield. So a good spin move there before he's taken down. A nice little gain. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
I couldn't believe that it was happening in that moment. You know, I dreamt about being on that stage my whole life. I thought about it. I wished it. I envisioned it so many times.
Now second down and a few inches.
I was
Williams will get this out wide to Adunze. Down the left sideline. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the fourth.
On the 57th season.
Well, Charles, kind of the future of this franchise on display right there. You had a rookie throwing it, a rookie catching it, and taking it into the end zone.
Could you imagine if we were in the owner's box right now, we could look at the front office and see the grins on their faces, to see the present making plays and knowing what the future will bring with these youngsters going out and making big-time moments happen for this team.
Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Benefits and best-in-class claims experience you deserve.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So Richardson and the Colts now down by 7, 53 ticks to go. They've surrendered a double-digit lead but can rescue themselves late as they come up on first down.
Discover Capilita. Unlike some medicines that only treat bipolar 1, Capilita is proven to deliver significant
Here's Richardson.
from both bipolar 1 and
That's caught by his tight end, Kylan Granson. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play.
Antidepressants may increase these risks in young adults. Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke. Capilita is not
Richardson.
dementia-related psychosis.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Common side effects.
And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
on savings and support at Capilita.com. Experience advanced
Now Richardson. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical third down here.
Powers is a big one. And then passes and savings on the end. Saving money for something else. Speaking of,
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Now the Colts will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Richardson to throw it. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. One last shot for Richardson. He's got his man. It's Pierce. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. But all came down to one final jump ball on the Hail Mary, but partner, the defense was ready, able to force it to be incomplete. Ball game over.
Look, let's face it, everybody wants to work the ball in closer and take a more high percentage pass to try and tie the game. But the Hail Mary, that's what they had to work with. And now they're just hoping that their jumpers can get up higher and are stronger than the defenders. Not the case in this instance. They end up losing the game.
So for the Bears, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll get another road date next week. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
more than 1,000 Americans have been convicted in the January 6, 2021 attack on the Capitol. About 350 trials are still pending, and the FBI continues its dragnet for suspects. The attack that stopped the count of the presidential vote triggered the largest prosecution in U.S. history. But now, history is being challenged. Former President Donald Trump calls the convicted patriots, worthy of pardons. What is the evidence? We begin with the prosecutor in charge. U.S. Attorney Matthew Graves told us what drives the prosecution of January 6th.
The crime was severe. It was an attack on our democracy. Once you replace votes and deliberation with violence and intimidation, you've lost the democratic process. You've lost the rule of law. But it's also about the victims, the officer victims who were injured that day, and making sure we hold people accountable for the harm that they inflicted on the 140 40 officers who reported physical injury.
Matthew Graves has worked in the Bush and Biden Justice Departments. Now, as U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, he's won more than 1,000 January 6 convictions and lost only 2 of the cases at trial. What is the best evidence that you've had?
The crimes that occurred that day are probably the most reported crimes in all of our history. You also have the words of the defendants explaining what they were going to do or what they had done.
Evidence from the trials show many in the mob were determined to stop the count of the electoral vote that would certify Joe Biden's victory. They were enraged by President Trump's false claims of a stolen election. You must have felt strongly to drive 2,000 miles to Washington. Yes, sir, I still feel very strongly. Jared Hughes came from Montana. He's a married 39-year-old construction worker with a daughter and a grievance. The way this country's headed, my paycheck, my wife's disabled, and it's been hell for us to try to make it with the tens of thousands of dollars in medical bills, and a lot of us see Donald Trump, the outsider, coming in and trying to help us out, trying to help the little guy out against the big government. That's Jared Hughes at lower right in the khaki hat, among the first inside the Capitol. That's Hughes inside at the door, kicking it out so the mob can rush in. No matter how I look at it, I share some of the responsibility for everything that happened that day, letting people in, being a part of that mob. I didn't personally fight any cops or engage with any officers, but I have a lot of family to police officers. I have a tremendous amount of respect for police, and I did not like seeing them being assaulted. We didn't see a lot of respect for police in that video. Well, no, absolutely. I mean, I'll hold my hand up and say I was wrong. I should not have been screaming at those cops. It's not something I'm proud of. Others did much worse.
I became trapped. They pinned me against the door frame, and with my arms at my side, I couldn't mount any kind of defense.
Officer Daniel Hodges of D.C.'s Metropolitan Police defended an entrance known as the West Front Tunnel.
Someone was pinning me with a police shield, and another member of the crowd grabbed my gas mask by the filter in front and just started essentially punching me in the face while holding on to it, and then eventually ripped it off my head. And then he stole my riot baton out of my hands and beat me in the head with it.
What were you defending?
Democracy.
Democracy stopped for about 6 hours. The vote was counted at 3:44 a.m. With 2 weeks until Inauguration Day, it was the Trump Justice Department that set the standards for the prosecutions. Decisions were made by career prosecutors who work at justice for years, regardless of who the president might be.
The career prosecutors quickly realized that you needed guidelines in place, determinations about who was going to be charged, who wasn't going to be charged, and what they would be charged with. That process started in January 7th, 2021, during the prior administration. To this day, we continue to use guidelines that the career prosecutors put in place during the prior administration.
And how did they guide you?
What we're generally focusing on of the thousands of people who you could potentially charge that day are people who actually entered into the Capitol, people who engaged in violent or destructive behavior, people who illegally carried firearms or other weapons on Capitol grounds, and people who helped others to get into the Capitol building.
You're not charging everyone who was there that day.
That is correct. We have turned down hundreds of cases where the FBI is saying, there's evidence here, it's your determination, prosecutors, whether you think this should be prosecuted.
And why would you turn them down?
Because they don't fit within the guidelines that the career prosecutors have been using, or we don't think that there's sufficient evidence to prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt.
U.S. Attorney Matthew Graves told us that January 6th charges range from essentially trespassing to the most serious, seditious conspiracy.
So seditious conspiracy is a Civil War era statute that deals with basically using force against the government to interfere with the operations of the government.
14 have been convicted of seditious conspiracy. One, a militia leader, got 22 years, the longest sentence of all. All of the trials have been in open court in Washington before judges or juries, the defendant's choice. But more than 900, 80%, have pleaded guilty.
And we've seen defendants since January 6th take full advantage of all the protections afforded under the Constitution. To me, that's the picture of due process.
But due process is not the picture painted at Trump rallies, including this last March.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the horribly and unfairly treated January 6th hostages.
That's a recording of defendants in jail. Mr. Trump has said that he's inclined to pardon many of them.
Well, thank you very much. And you see the spirit from the hostages, and that's what they are, is hostages. They've been treated terribly and very unfairly, and you know that, and everybody knows that. And we're going to be working on that. So the first day we get into office, we're going to save our country, and we're going to work with the people to treat those unbelievable patriots, and they were unbelievable patriots and are.
The former president has also revised the history of those who died. One of his supporters was killed by an officer defending the House chamber. 3 other Trump supporters died that day. 1 drug overdose, 2 from cardiovascular disease, and a police officer died of a stroke the next day. In the debate, Mr. Trump acknowledged 1 death, but he said this in August.
When you compare it to other things that took place in this country where a lot of people were killed, nobody was killed on January 6th.
Former President Trump is himself a January 6th defendant in a separate prosecution led by Special Counsel Jack Smith. Trump was indicted by a grand jury for allegedly conspiring to overturn the election with lies he knew were false. The same myths that stoked rage in Cherokee. Where were you getting all this information?
Well, a lot of Fox News, a lot of stuff that I read on the internet. Obviously, Trump himself, saying that the election was stolen.
Fox News paid $787 million to settle a suit that claimed that
after the interception, so his eyes
about the election and knew it. Were the January 6th protesters duped?
Yes.
Thomas Griffith is a conservative, retired federal judge who co-authored Lost, Not Stolen, a year-long investigation by conservatives into the 2020 election.
The conclusion of the report was that there's no evidence that fraud changed the outcome of an election in any precinct in the United States of America.
In any precinct.
And all of the evidence, not the speculation, not the conspiracy theories, all the evidence points in one direction. And that is that President Biden won and President Trump lost.
Judge Griffith was appointed by George W. Bush to the Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit. He retired in 2020 after working for years with most of the 29 judges who have heard January 6th cases.
None of these judges is politically biased. These defendants had every chance in the world to defend themselves against these charges, and they didn't succeed.
You seem to be saying that justice was done.
Absolutely.
Justice for Jared Hughes meant turning himself in and pleading guilty to obstruction of an official proceeding. The Supreme Court struck down that charge in another case, but if Hughes appeals, he'll face other charges that prosecutors dropped. So after 20 months in custody, including prison, he's decided to just wrap up his last days of home detention.
If I come to find out that I was dead wrong on this, the election was actually legit and Joe Biden got the most votes in presidential history, I would be extremely embarrassed. I would hold my hand up and say I was wrong and I was an idiot. I don't believe that though. And whether I was right or wrong, I believe what we did was patriotic because we truly believe that the election was stolen for a number of reasons. We really believe that.
Though the vote count was delayed, the transfer of power was on time.
Most people are too lazy to do this, but it saves homeowners a fortune. I've worked in construction for 20 years now, and it shocks me how many people pay a fortune to upgrade their gutters when there are services like the Gutter Remodel Relief Service. As long as you own your home, you can apply for and get approved for an affordable gutter transformation within 2 minutes. You can click the button below and find out almost instantly if you're eligible. I've done this for hundreds of my clients over the years, but still, so many people will pay $2,500 for new gutter systems without knowing it. The best part is that there is zero cost to apply for the service. The only downside is not every zip code is covered, but I know there are still spots available, so I would try it immediately. You can find out in minutes if you're approved. Click the link below to learn more. There's literally nothing to lose.
The allegation is made that the White House is doing your work.
Most people are too lazy to do
that. I've never met President Biden, let alone talk to him, which is normal, I would add, because there are walls, for very good reasons, between the Department of Justice and the White House, so that prosecution can focus on what it should be focused on, whether there are violations of law, and whether those violations of law consistent with the rules that we follow should be federally prosecuted.
There are people, maybe millions of people in this country who are skeptical about what you just said.
No one is being prosecuted for their views. They're being prosecuted for their acts.
Part of this process is the two of you growing closer. Eric and I found our parents together, so I'd say that makes us pretty close. You don't murder your parents that way. It's not about money. It's about something deeper and darker.
I'm getting vaccinated with Pfizer's pneumococcal pneumonia vaccine.
Because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I already got a pneumonia vaccine, but I'm asking about the added protection of Prevnar 20.
If you're 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Prevnar 20 is approved in adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most common side effects were pain and swelling at the injection site, muscle pain, fatigue, headache, and joint pain.
I want to be able to keep my plans. I don't want to risk ending up in the hospital with pneumococcal pneumonia.
That's why I chose